today's video is going to be a tip about places that you might forget when you're grooming or grooming tips with me and Mala. He's like, I'm sleeping. So when I watch YouTube videos, I often see people groom their horses, and there are places people tend to forget to groom. Not perhaps every time, but a lot of times. And so yeah, this is a little video with a tip of those important places that you shouldn't forget to check. So a lot of people are very thorough with brushing behind the horse's ears, because that's where the bridle sits, especially before riding. But are you as thorough after you've ridden? That's my question. Another thing that's very important is, especially now in the autumn and winter and spring period, when you get a lot of rain here in the north, is to check your horse's ears. If you have your horses out 24 hours a day, or they spend a lot of time out, it is important to check the horse's ears for rain scald, because they can actually get chronic rain scald on their ears. So it's very important to brush on the ears, check them with your fingers and between the ears as well. Another place that's very important to be thorough when you're brushing is the fetlock joint and underneath here down to the hoofs. A lot of horses can get mud stuck here, sand after you've ridden and stuff like that, and it's very, very important to brush thoroughly all the way down to the hoof, because in this joint there can sometimes get stuck sand that isn't as visible. So like I said, it's very important to brush here, because a lot of sand can get stuck here, and the horse's skin is very, very sensitive, so it's a very common place for mud fever to start. So yeah, brush thoroughly. So if your horse has a white leg, it's very, very tempting to take one of these and some soap and scrub the white leg. Don't do this. You take one of these dishwashing brushes and you scrub your face as hard as you do your horse's leg, and then you feel your skin afterwards. I bet it's gonna be sore and raw and red and irritated. This is an amazing way to create mud fever, because you will create small scratches in the horse's skin, and that will leave openings for dust and sand and other stuff to get stuck in those sores and pores, and irritation will start and you will have mud fever. This is for dishes only. So another place that it's important to check every day, especially if you have a mare. Now this is a gelding, but he's being a stand-in, so you always have to lift your horse's tail and check this area and down in between the legs, because especially if you have a mare, they can get let's say mare juice in between their legs, but also geldings and stallions can have a bad tummy, and it will usually run down here and down in between the legs, and it will get very, very sticky, and it will get really, really uncomfortable for them. So that is another important place to check when you groom your horse. So after you've ridden, it is very important to take the time, especially if your horse is sweaty, but always, to groom them in where the saddle has been. He isn't very happy about this. And also, even if they protest, you need to make sure there's nothing stuck by where the girth has been and between the front legs and on the belly. Yeah, he hates it. because you don't want them to have a belly full of sand all day till the next day you're gonna ride. A place a lot of people tend to forget is around the horse's mouth. It usually gets sort of grimy after a ride, and as you can see, Muller has been salivating a lot. And he actually got some treats with a bit in, so he doesn't look very good. So I didn't do his lips because I would need like a wet wipe to get this off. But I've done this part where his lower nose band has been, so there's no itchy stuff or stuff here, and I did underneath here, so it's all soft. So that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video of grooming tips with Mia and Muller. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!